Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Decker Shado, the internet personality with the best hair. Now, if you've been watching my reviews for a while, you've probably figured out by now that I'm quite the fan of the Alien franchise. The films, video games, hell, even certain aspects of the Alien vs. Predator franchise are enjoyable to me, but why is that, you say? Xenomorphs kick ass. They're iconic, terrifying, cool, grotesque, and beautiful. And most important, they kill people. And with that, I've decided to compile a list of my personal top 10 Xenomorph kills for your enjoyment. And allow me to clarify, for the purpose of this list I'm only counting the films, and the Xenomorph attacks must result in a fatality. And with that in mind, let's kick off counting down the top 10 Xenomorph kills. Number 10. A pretty simple one from Alien 3 starts us out, as we see Ripley in a panic pleading to the superintendent right before he is pulled up into the ceiling. Now this is pretty quick and over fast, but this man spent the majority of the movie establishing how much of a dick he is, so he more than earned this death by horror movie standards. And actually, this scene pays homage to the extended cut of Brett's death in the original Alien, where Ripley and Parker see him pulled up by the alien as blood rains down. Furthermore, it has one of the best reaction shots in film history.
Fuck!
What else is there to say? Number 9. Requiem. What a horrible movie. But there were a couple moments I did enjoy. Take this disposable character here, who spends the first act establishing how boring he is and how much his daughter loves him. Fortunately, in poorly written movie fashion, the monsters of this horror movie know where all the nice people live, and barely starting Act 2, they stalk around his home, startling his kid.
Daddy! Daddy!
Hey, what is it?
It was outside the window.
What?
It was a monster.
And maybe it's because I have daddy issues or something, but I find this scene to be hilarious.
See? No monster.
The only thing that would make that any better would be a good reaction shot.
No monster. Fuck!
Number 8. Aliens was far more action than horror, but one of the things that kept it from being full-on action was that the huge group of Marines that landed on the planet just so happened to walk into an ambush. I know it's kinda cliche, but the way it's done here really works. I might be cheating a little here, as it is a ton of Xenos attacking the Marines, but what sets it for me is how it all starts. The Marines' motion trackers pick up their movement, but they can't seem to see them.
Trackers off scale, man. They're all around us, man. Jesus.
Maybe they don't show up on infrared at all.
The way one alien just comes out at you when you thought you were just seeing a wall is a wonderful effect, and after that build-up, this explosive action sequence is one hell of a payoff. So the first group of Marines and aliens comes in at number 8. Number 7. Again, possibly bending the rules a bit here, as it's not even a full-grown Xeno, but the first kill on film, Kane's death in Alien, is simply iconic. As it takes very long to get to, we're given tons of time to get to know Kane and suffer with him through his ordeal during the facehugger stage of the Xenomorph's life cycle. Of course, for this list, it comes down to the kill, and what a kill it is. Seemingly okay after awakening, Kane joins the crew for a meal, but the mood suddenly darkens as Kane thrashes about on the table. The shock, blood, and horror of the scene was very powerful and daring for a 1979 film, and so Kane's death by chestburster finishes at number 7. 6. Going back to aliens after the slaughter of most of the Marines, Ripley makes the logical statement that they should finish this fight off-world.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
However, this doesn't come to fruition as their pickup just so happens to carry a stowaway.
Well, where the fu-
Now, while this specific kill wasn't the grandest, what it led to was certainly memorable. The airship heading straight for our protagonist veers out of control and crashes down, nearly killing them on the spot and solidifying that the group will not be getting off that planet anytime soon.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man.
So while indirect, the gravity of the situation caused by one lone xenomorph certainly earns a spot at number 6 on our countdown.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Number 5. Again, heading back to the original Alien, Brett's death was the first reveal of the full-grown Xeno, and very impressive to say the least. The build-up to it, showing Brett trying to catch Jones the cat to prevent him from setting off their motion tracker, because at this point they were still tracking the chestburster, was very ominous, with hints that they were already in over their heads. Finally, the first reveal of the Xenomorph is masterfully executed, with it taking center stage and being on screen just long enough to bring the suspense to sheer terror before the kill. Number 4. From Alien 3, we have another reveal scene of the full-grown Xenomorph, even though this time it's the second and third kills of the movie. Or third and fourth, if you count the dog. As we open to a group of inmates doing menial labor, so in horror movie terms that pretty much is a guarantee that they're going to die, one breaks off the group and we get a very impressively executed jump scare. But is that it? Just a jump scare? Well, that's not really worthy of number 4, is it? Well, the scene continues. The others find him being killed and run for their lives in a quick sequence before returning to a suspenseful tone as they cautiously examine the area. Yeah, they pretty much should have just kept running, but we do get a very nice kill out of this. As the one is torn apart, blood raining down on Golik, and we get a wonderful look at the Xenomorph. The excitement is quickly derailed by the next scene butting in, but this kill still makes it to number 4. Number 3. Yes, I love the original Alien, and I love seeing the Xeno in all its glory, but I must give high praise to the air duct sequence as a shining example of less is more. Here, we don't even see the alien for 99% of the scene, but that works to its advantage, as even with the motion trackers at the ready, the characters don't really know where it is either. This scene is simply a classic, and it's probably the second most parodied scene from Alien. Second only to the chestburster scene.
Oh no, not again!
And the alien is only shown for about half a second, but the suspense, claustrophobia, and tension of knowing that Dallas went in there specifically to go after the Xeno all work together wonderfully, netting Dallas's death at number 3 on our list. Number 2. Looking at Alien 3 again, Dr. Clemens is portrayed as a sort of love interest of Ripley, and the way it's presented does work pretty well, as the man is respectable, intelligent, and believable. We're given nearly an hour to get to know him and see his relationship with Ripley grow before he drops the bomb on his sordid past. But as it's presented here, yes, it's terrible, but it's not that he was evil or anything, it was an honest mistake. So we feel even more attached to his character at this point. And then the Xenomorph attacks. Furthermore, the death comes immediately before the alien corners Ripley against the wall. This image is so powerful, it's been used in trailers and magazine ads for years in regards to alien merchandise. A very worthy number 2. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the honorable mentions! Honorable mentions. Alien Resurrection is probably the stupidest Alien movie, outside of Requiem, but I think it has its charm and is definitely entertaining. However, its emphasis on action over horror doesn't help to promote impressive Xenomorph kills. But towards the end, Leland Orser's character, Larry Purvis, begins to succumb to the chestburster. Figuring he's going to die anyway, he rushes forth and delivers an insanely brutal, bloody fight with the antagonist. Pulling his head to his chest, he takes him out by making the chestburster blast through his skull. But that was really an inadvertent kill on the Xenos part, so the credit really goes to the human. Now, on to honorable mention number 2. A classic cliche in horror cinema is the false climax, where you get what looks like the pleasant ending before suddenly everything is cranked up to 11 yet again. For this one, we look at Aliens, after Ripley, Hicks, Newt, and Bishop escape the planet before the explosions destroy all the Xenomorphs. Everything looks fine up until Bishop is suddenly impaled, lifted into the air, and ripped in half. Now, that was awesome. But slight problem. Bishop's an android, and that wasn't enough to kill him. But providing such an awesome horror sequence right before one of the most remembered scenes in movie history certainly earns a mention on this list.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Let's recap just a moment before we dig into the number 1 kill on this list. At number 10, it's Superintendent Andrews dropping the ball.
Fuck!
At number 9, Daddy provides lunch. At number 8, it's chaos in the Marine Corps. At number 7, the chestburster interrupts lunch and politely excuses itself. At number 6, you've run out of continues.
Game over, man. It's game over.
At number 5, the suspense is really killing you. At number 4, the dragon feeds on minds. At number 3, Dallas gets a hug. At number 2, the good doctor makes a suitable sacrifice to the god of horror. And finally, the number 1 spot on the top 10 Xenomorph Kills countdown goes to... Celtic's death in Alien vs. Predator. Hold on. I know a lot of you are likely screaming bloody murder right now, but hear me out. Anyone familiar with my review of AVP probably saw this coming, but for those who haven't, I will elaborate. The build-up to the fight is short, but suitable, as we see Celtic display his combat prowess as he takes out a guardsman, and the alien makes his entrance by killing off another predator in a visually impressive kill, but one that is a bit too quick to justify a place in the top 10. However, as both combatants have established they are serious contenders, the movie wastes no time in getting the combat underway. Right from the start, the two lunge at each other with incredible power, and while the start of the combat is shot a bit close and confusing, it doesn't take long before the two have the whole arena to themselves and really start to show their stuff. One thing I love about this scene is how the creatures utilize many of their species-specific characteristics in the battle. That, combined with the tendency for over-the-top moves reminiscent of a wrestling match, give this scene a feeling not at all unlike the monster brawls of many Toho movies. And with it coming down to the wire, the final blow administered by Grid solidifies this as the number 1 Xenomorph kill. Yes, I know, it's not historic, or iconic, or even from a movie remotely considered good, but I find it very entertaining, and you know that's what I value most. So, yeah, I knew damn right well picking something from AVP meant that a lot of people were going to disagree with me on number 1, but That's why it's called my list. What's your number one? Thank you all for watching. I've been Shado, and remember, they mostly come at night. Mostly.